Hey guys, Chris from Harmony Turbines here. Wanted to give you another video update of where we're at with our development of our alpha units. We've featured these in a couple videos, and we have explained to you that this alley that we're in is very, very bad wind. It's horrible. I mean, you can see the little, what are they, dandelions blowing past right now are going at 1 mile an hour. So it's enough to spin our anemometers, but we don't have enough wind to do anything with the turbines. And in fact, you can see like this little guy is just hovering in the air. The wind is just dead here. But guys, what we have, we'll cut in a few videos for you, is we've tweaked the system now to where even in this crappy wind tunnel-y, horrible place that we have our turbines set up, we have on occasion had these guys spinning very, very reliably. And that is encouraging because with the very bad wind that we have here, if we can have these reliably spinning in mild wind conditions, then we know when we pick this container up and move it out into the field, when we're finally ready, have everything finalized, that we're gonna capture as much wind as possible. And that's the goal of the alpha testing, that we can finalize things here while it's easy access to our shop, then move it out when we're ready with all the electronics and the data mining and the all of the metrics that we're gonna be gathering to be able to capture everything for you. So come on in here, we have something exciting to tell you. Up until about 2 weeks ago, we were never able to capture enough wind here in this area to remain net positive. We had to actually take the battery banks in and charge them on occasion to keep them topped up to a safe level. For the past 2 weeks, we have not needed to do that because we had some wind and the systems up on top now are tweaked to the point where we were capturing the wind, even in this horrible area, enough that we are keeping our systems above where they need to be. So we're keeping them above the safe level. We are charging the batteries, we are net positive on our system, and having the inverter here, we're going to be putting a more substantial load on it so that when we move out into the field, obviously we don't want to cook the batteries when we get a thunderstorm or something like that and we have good wind. We need to be able to take a serious load off of the batteries and deplete them in those situations so that we're not overcharging the batteries. But for the past 2 weeks, we have been net positive on our battery banks, on our electronics, and our electronics team has done a great job. Everything is kind of like in here. We have our data monitoring, our wind speed gathering, our metrics and time. We have everything's dumped into a micro SD card in a small database that we can pull that information off. So the container is coming to a point where we're very soon going to be ready to take it out and put it in the field where we hope that we can get some much better wind data than this crappy alley that we're in right now. And I have said this before many times. I'll say it one more time in case you never heard this from us before. But the area that we live, the area that we, Harmony Turbines, are developing our wind turbines is absolutely atrocious for wind. We have the worst kind of wind you would ever want. We're developing a race car on a little 1 mile diameter island is what it feels like. We can't even let the race car out to run. And that's kind of what's going on here. We have what could be a game-changing technology, but we're in a very crappy state for wind, and so we're making the best of it. The good news to you is if we can get it to where we can even produce power in our crappy wind situations, then you're going to be very happy when you're in a place with good wind and you have our product. So, as of this point, we are now net positive on our battery banks, on our electronic systems. That's awesome because, we have little dandelions blowing by me here and, the wind is just absolutely terrible. But in a few times during the week, we get a couple good gusts for a little bit. It's making enough power that we are staying net positive for the entire duration on our battery bank, on our electronics, and that is super encouraging. It means we've got things dialed in that we're scavenging, and then the hope is that as we have that good wind production, at least better wind production out in the field, it's going to show some very promising and exciting results. Residential wind power generation is like the redheaded stepchild of the renewables sector, and we're trying to change that for the good of the entire Earth. I think we, Harmony Turbines, finally have something viable that we're going to be able to do this and show you, the world, that you can get something that's going to be reliable, that's going to actually produce power for you. As long as you have decent wind, we're going to be capturing, and that's what we're all about here. So thank you for following along with us. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for engaging in our journey and being part of our family. Our investors, our supporters, our followers, you all make this possible, and we're doing all of this work to help you in the end have better choices for your renewable future. Thank you guys. Take care until next time. Bye-bye. Harmony Turbines. We now have the power to change the world.